This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at
Mazowiecka Nizina.
version 2.0. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC only. Let's read a little bit of the description. It says, welcome to
Mazowiecka Nizina.
This is a map inspired by the commune located in the north of the Mazovian area. The map includes multi-terrain angle, 360-degree groundwork. Hopefully this map does not include 360 degrees of multi-terrain angle. That worries me a little bit. 5 playable farms, 260 fields, a sawmill, selling points. This map is prepared for Maize Plus. It does not say that in the description, but we have additional crops of rye, triticale, spelt, alfalfa, clover, field grass, horse grass, pasture grass, carrots, onions, and mustard. We have a BGA, free water point, reservoir on the map, and ponds. Forests, the map is seasons prepared with a seasons mask, and it does indeed have a custom soil map for those playing with precision farming. Now, this map has 14 required mods. 14. So we have a pigsty, brick fence and gates, concrete and brick fence pack, modern cow barn, grain storage, single-family home house 2, farmhouse for decorating, the pack of Polish buildings, the Polish fence and gate pack, a hedge pack, farmhouse pack, large grain storage, a hen house, and the small Polish cowshed. So yeah, this map has a lot of required mods. So you want to make sure that you do indeed download all of those mods when you do download this map. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, I will say, even though this map has a custom seasons mask, I don't really know if you want to load this map up with seasons or not. Because, well, if you load this map up with seasons, you get a bevy of Lua errors associated with seasons. Now, I am activating Maize Plus simply so it gives me the tags under the field types, because there are a ton of field types. And I just want to make sure that I have them all correct. And that should be all of the, all of the mods. Now, I want to bring up and show for you the Lua errors that we get on this particular map. So let me go ahead and show you that. So here we have some Lua errors. Now, all I did was I had the map active, and I had seasons active, and the 14 required mods were active. And we basically get issues here, Lua errors related to the fill plane, related to animal husbandry food Luas, and all sorts of stuff. So I would say at this point in time, play with this map on your own risk, right? Play this map with seasons at your own risk. And there is one particular cow barn that we are not going to buy cows at because it will crash, at least my game. I've tried this 3 times. I've bought cow at this one particular location 3 times in preparation for this video. And all 3 times my game just, boom, instantly crashes as soon as I buy a cow there. So yeah, right now the map I think has something like a 3.0 out of 5 rating. This might be the map you want to wait on for an update. So here we are at the career start point. And before we get too far further, this video is brought to you by Scooter's Workbench. Thank you for being a farm baron. So let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. We'll zoom on out. And this is a full-size standard map. When I first saw this map, I'm like, oh man, is this a 4X map? It is not. It is a standard size map. So if we take a look here at the lands, you'll see we start out by owning a fair number of fields and areas, but that is because we own all of the farms. So right here by where we start, we have field 132. That is a cow pasture. And we have field 74 by the fuel point. We have a pig area over here by fields 156, 157, and 155. Down here, we have the cow pasture that we're not going to buy a field or cows at, because this is a cow pasture that will crash my game every single time. So buyer beware on that one. Fields 111, 112, 113, 260. So this farm has a sleep trigger and a chicken coop. And again, the sure to explode your map cow area. We have field 16 here. We have a farm here just south of field 240 or 251 that is horses and chickens and a sleep trigger. We have field 247 and field 4. Then over here we have another horse or cow pasture, field 250, 212, and 213 as far as owned areas. Let's take a look and see just how much these all cost. So this particular horse or cow area, is 100 or oh my gosh. This particular cow pasture is $57,500. This farm over here, which includes 251, is $43,800. This farm over here, which includes field 113, is $28,000. The pigsty is $36,340. And the cow farm up here to the north is $29,600. Let's take a look at some of these field prices. We've got big field 94, which is 8 acres in size, $163,000. 11.3 acres in size, $229,000 of field 207. Field 240 is 7.55 acres, $152,000. Field 79 is $118,000. Field 50 is $77,000, 3.8 acres, and it goes on. There is a biogas plant on the map. It is $58,700. Let's go ahead and take a look at our custom soil map. So you can see we have a fair bit of loamy sand and sandy loam with this generic soil map. A little bit of silty clay here and there, a little bit of loam here to the south, but the bulk of the map is sandy loam and loamy sand. We take a look here at our sell points. We have 3 main sell points for the bulk of our grain crops. And again, we've got the maize plus mod in here, and that is what's putting these names or labels underneath the fill types. Interesting enough, there is no sell point for cotton or sugarcane. We've got multiple sell points for eggs and milk. We do have a sell point for wool, 2 pairs of sell points for wood chips, and then interesting enough, there is 1 sell point for silage, hay, straw, and grass over here, but there is no sell point for fresh grass, semi-dry grass, fresh alfalfa, regular alfalfa, semi-dry alfalfa. The sell point for hay and silage for alfalfa. Hay and clover sell point, but not for any of the other clovers. Same for semi-dry hay and horse hay. Horse silage, field grass, we can also sell at this particular sell point. Then we move on to our additional crops. We have triticale, rye, spelt. I don't know why soybeans is listed here twice. Interesting enough. Carrots and onions. Then we have crop swath, which I'll be honest, I'm not sure what that is. I'm not a Maize Plus player. Not sure where that came from. If we do play with our straw harvest add-on, we do have straw pellets and hay pellets. And then we move into the Maize Plus specific fill types with fresh maize, silage grass, silage clover, and silage alfalfa. Now, if we take a look at our starting equipment, is rather interesting. We start with 5 tractors, and that is it. In fact, these tractors we're going to see are kind of scattered around at some of the various farms, but we don't have any other implements other than these 5 starting tractors. We do have contracts available on the map, and we do not start with any animals in particular. Now let's take a look at that starting equipment. We have the New Holland T5 100. We have the Fendt Favorite 511C, the Valtra A104, the Fiat 1300 DT. We have the John Deere 7230R, and then we move into the placeables. We can sell a cow barn. We have another cow area here. We have the pig enclosure. We have another cow area, and we have a small Polish cow shed. We have the horse paddock. We have a hen house, chicken coop, custom bunker silo, large grain storage. Then we have the Polish brick garage, the grain storage. And then we move into a bevy of farmhouses, decorative fences, and the like. Now, if we take a look here at our placeables, obviously we're going to have a ton of placeables because there are 14 required mods with this particular map. We do have our custom hen house, modern cow barn, and another cow barn, chicken coop. This is another cow area, horse paddock, pig enclosure, small Polish cow shed. So we can put all of the animal areas down should we sell those. And of course, we have all the various farmhouses, regular houses, and fences here under miscellaneous. Under silos, we have our modded bunker silo. We have our hedges for the hedge pack. We're going to have several barns and sheds. And then a multitude of farmhouses, thanks to, I think, the pair of farmhouse packs that were listed as required mods. Now let's just tab around, and well, before we do that, I want to show you this. So interesting, down here we have an information sign. At the beginning of the game, make sure you have all the necessary mods. Please do not take original models from the map. Names of the places are changing, which is interesting. And then he's got his Gmail account here where you can email information about the map. On the other side, we have on the side of the building, a nice PDA image of the map itself. And now let's go ahead and tab around. So if you look at the PDA as far as where we are, as we tab around, we basically jump to various farms. So let's just do that. Let's tab to the various farms, and we'll just take a little bit of a farm tour at each location. So we have our farmhouse here. Now this does not have a sleep trigger marker, so I do not believe that we actually have a sleep trigger for this particular farmhouse. We do have a large cow shed here, which is going to be this building right here. So we have our milk trigger, and we use the animal pen extension mod, which is what puts up the Lily milk sales machine. And basically this is what's going to help us locate where the milk trigger is. And this is something that we can get into and move around, position, and then we can have automatic milk sales should we be so inclined. Now, inside of this gate, we have the animal buy trigger. 150 cows for this particular pen. We have our food trough and our straw trigger inside of here. We have our water trough located right here. And again, the animal pen extension mod is what gets us these pipes. We have the slurry point. We have our modded silage bunker down here at this farm. And then we have this large shed. Thought we would be able to open those doors, but at any rate, we've got this shed. Over here at the New Holland farm, we have the pigsty. So we have our straw trigger. We have our food trough. We have our water trough. We have our manure and slurry point right there and right there. And then around the back, we should have our pig dealer area. 50 pigs in this particular pen. We will, once we get all of the animals, pull up the animal screen and talk about the various food requirements. Now, we do have a sleep trigger at this particular farm, I believe. Yes, I am mistaken on that. And here we are at the horse and chicken coop. Sorry, this is a pig farm. Oh my gosh, I can't talk tonight. This is a cow farm. Oh, so we have our slurry point. We have our milk trigger. We have our water trigger. We do have static cows, so I do know that that is probably going to be a turn off for some folks. And inside of here, we also have our food trough, I believe. Let me see. Where am I at? I just want to make sure I don't... Okay. Should be safe to buy these cows. Here we have the horse pen. We have our water trough inside of there for our horses. I assume that is also going to be where our straw and food trough is going to be. I'll admit, I kind of forgot to scout out where the various food troughs were for the horses. The Fiat farm is going to be the farm where we do not buy our cows, because this is the one where we have our issues. So once again, we have our cows inside of here. We have the water trough and food trough in here. If we were to buy our cows, this is where we would do it. 12 cows in this area. But again, like I said, multiple times I've had my game crash when I bought cows from here. We have our milk trough, our slurry trigger. Then we have our chicken coop. 35 chickens. We have our food trough outside here for the chickens. And then at the Voltra farm, we have another cow area. We have our milk, water, our animal buy point, 6 cows in this particular coop. Our pen, we have our slurry trigger right there, and then the food trough is also inside of here. And that is pretty much the tour of all the farms. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the animal area and see our animal food requirements. They do have some special food requirements because this is kind of a prepared maize plus map. So our chickens are going to require wheat, 50% effectiveness, sugar beets and carrots for another 50% effectiveness, or soybeans, corn, and barley for 40% effectiveness. So you can feed any of these independently, or you can feed any of these in a combination. If you feed wheat and carrots, for example, then obviously you don't need to feed soybeans, corn, or barley because you're already at 100%. Our pigs are going to require corn or clover fresh for 50%, wheat, barley, or fresh maize for 25%, soybeans, canola, and sunflowers for 20%, and potatoes, sugar beets, or carrots for 5%. Cows are total mixed rations at 80%. So that is different than the base game where total mixed rations gives you 100%. So this is only 80%. Hay, clover, alfalfa hay, or hay pellets, 10%. WCS fermented, that's standard silage. Alfalfa silage or maize silage, 5%. Fresh grass, fresh maize, or grass silage, additional 5% for our cows. Now, as far as horses go, oats at 15%, fresh grass, or horse silage at 35%, horse hay, alfalfa hay at 40%, and carrots at 10%. So that is something to be aware of with respect to the animal food requirements on this particular map. And it is not dependent on having Maize Plus installed. Those food requirements are pretty much standard with or without Maize Plus activated. Let's go ahead and get set up for that fly around. We get a little bit of altitude here, and let's go ahead and just kind of take a little bit of a spin. Pull up the map so we can kind of get a sense as to where we are. Now, I did check. There are a few points on the map where we have these big towers. I did check. Those are sometimes kind of in fields. They do indeed have collisions on them. So there's something to be aware of. There are several cell points down here that we're going to take a much closer look at when we do our drive around. The map doesn't do that bad of a job with respect to the map edge here. So that's nice to see. We have one of our two sawmills down below. Over here we have the large cow farm that we were at earlier. This would be the, I guess, the John Deere cow farm. Shop is over here to our right. We'll come back to that. I do want to check. I didn't check in advance. I do want to check and see if these poles have collisions on them. Since this is a contemporary styled Polish map, it looks like there's several strip fields, and of course you can easily merge those together. So those particular power poles did not have a collision on them, but others, like these large kind of radio towers, like this one coming up here, did appear to have collisions on it when I was checking them. So down here we have a pair of cell points. And this tower is the one that I'm fairly sure I checked. We'll just hit it again. Yep, we get stopped. So the other sawmill is down here to the south. Like so. The field overall is, or the map overall has some nice rolling hills and such. So we've got a sell point down here. Then we have one of our farms directly below there. We'll scoot over here to the biogas plant. Another one of our farms is basically right there. The BGA is right here on the fringe of the map. 2 3-sided bunkers there, our digester and our digestate trigger. And then at this point, we're just going to go ahead and loop back over here to the shop. And we'll get our Mahindra and do the drive around, hit all of the sell points, and, well, see what else we can discover related to the map. So down here at the shop, we do have the shop trigger inside the sales office here. Now, I was in here earlier. All right, this is annoying because I was in here just a few minutes ago. There we go. And I have to say, you gotta watch yourself. The sales guy looks a little suspicious. His fancy tip shoes. I mean, it doesn't even look like he's wearing socks. I gotta watch out for this guy. So over here we have our maintenance trigger. So our buy, sell, repair, and trade trigger is right there inside of the shop. And then our vehicle spawn point is right around the corner. Nice JCB. I'd like to see more backhoes and such kind of in the game. That'd be neat. Alright, so large batch of our sell points are here to the north, so let's just go ahead and go this direction. And we have our first sell point right here. This appears to be a root crop sell point. Let's go ahead and check it out. It is the Scup Bolwa. There we go, the Scup Bolwa. I'm not really good with these names. So they're going to take carrots and onions, as well as sugar beets and potatoes. This road over here to our right is going to take us down to the John Deere cow farm. Now we've got a multitude of sell points here, all very close together. We've got one right here, which looks to be kind of a farmer's market type area. It is guess it's the market, right? We have the market, and then we have the yeah, we have got that one. So we have the market, which is going to accept our eggs and milk. Then we have the other one, which is down here, that it's going to accept potatoes. Carrots and onions. We've got that one there. And then the other one is basically here at the grocery store. Right there. Here we have our sell point for wool. Kind of an interesting sell point here, kind of on an intersection. We can cut right through. Oh, brutal traffic. Brutal traffic. Watch out. Here we have our hay, straw, grass sell point. I believe this is also the sell point that's going to accept the bulk of our various silages if we do not own the BGA. Anyway, over here to one of our grain sell points right there. Then we have our sawmill. Then we have our log sell point here. We have our wood chip sell point. I believe right here. Let's just go ahead and check. Yep. It does look like you're going to have to back up into the heap there to do that one. Now we'll go ahead and cut across town here. One of our farms is directly here to our right. I'm just going to kind of cut over here because our animal dealer is right here at the northern edge of the map. So we have our animal dealer right there. And you can see from the map here, we should have taken this road further to the north and then broke over here to the animal dealer. So I don't know if here we have our dairy. I was like, I don't know if we've seen this one. That is our dairy right there. And for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to cut through here again. Like so. So we do have our fuel station right here. And let's go ahead and just, whoa, my golly day. Watch out for those. Those ditches are, yeah. Fill in the blankage, itches. Those ditches are fill in the blank itches. Yeah, that water tower makes me wonder if that's a water trigger. Here we are coming down to another little town. We've got a couple sell points here and one of our farms. Here we have one of our sell points, I believe. And the other sell point right here. So nice in and out of this particular sell point. This guy doesn't look like he's... Looks like he's getting a phone call. Maybe somebody's putting a hit out on somebody. This map will play larger, in my opinion, than it really is, simply because of how the roads all wind around. Kind of like how this map does have multiple ways of getting multiple places, but most of those ways are not in a straight line by any stretch of the imagination. So if you like to play, you like to drive around, you like to feel like you are somewhere, you know, real, then I think this map might appeal to you to somewhat because of how the roads just wind around. You know, they really give you a sense of when you're driving to a sell point that you're really going somewhere, and it's not like just down the street that somehow you magically have a farm that is right next to the vehicle shop, right next to multiple sell points. So we have our biogas plant right here. We have the digester. We have the digestate. And then we have our 2 silage bunkers. Bunker 1 and the bunker number 2. Make our way around the next set of sell points. Do a little in-cab driving here. So we have a kind of a decorative farm with some static animals, but at least we have a little bit of sense of life to the map. Traffic on most of these roads, which is nice to see. So we don't just have traffic kind of going up and down one or 2 main thoroughfares. Get a nice sense of the rolling hills of the map here. Coming into what looks like a third little town. This would be an interesting multiplayer map for some folks that are maybe looking to multiplayer with some smaller farms, smaller equipment. Oh, we got our trio. Oh my gosh. Traffic. Brutal. Absolutely brutal traffic. I'm honestly trying to figure out where the sell point is. It's okay, it's across the street. Scalp W. So they're going to offer us eggs. So they are an egg only sell point. Right here we already have the interesting graffiti. And then we'll make our way down here to the last 3 sell points, which are the sawmill and then 2 sell points right beside each other. I guess as we're coming down here, I'll go ahead and give some of my closing thoughts on this map. I like Polish maps in general. I like the smaller fields, and I like the close nature of these fields. They really do lend themselves to folks who want to merge fields together and such. That's a little bit of a, I guess, a memorial or something there. They really lend themselves to merging fields. They also lend themselves to folks who maybe don't have the most time but still want to enjoy farm sim, so they can play maps with smaller fields and feel that they're still getting something accomplished. And to some degree, with all of these little farms, the map really does preclude itself to kind of a multiplayer, but a smaller multiplayer series. So we've got our sawmill here for our wood chips. And our log sell point right there. Now, it is a little concerning that in Seasons activation mode, there are several Lua errors that show up. I do not blame Giants on that. Giants is not responsible for testing a map with various combinations of mods. Yes, Seasons is a very popular mod, but still it does not basically preclude Giants or require Giants to test maps with or without Seasons. I do, though, put full blame on the map author for letting the map go to Giants with those Lua errors when you activate Seasons. I don't know if that's going to have a problem when you are trying to play with Seasons and what those errors are going to relate to, but they are there. And that one cow area, which is, again, up here by field 112, this cow area right here, it will crash my game every time, no matter what, if I buy a cow there. So that is kind of, in my opinion, on Giants. I don't know what they test for. I would love to know what they test for. I would think, can you buy animals? Yes or no? That seems to me to be a game-breaking problem. So hopefully that will get updated soon enough. And here we have cell point 1. And then we have cell point 2 here in the other bay. So those are my thoughts on the map. Now, I want to know what your thoughts are on the map. Let's go ahead and hear those thoughts off in the comments. What do you think of this interesting Polish map? It is a standard size map, but it has lots of fields, lots of small individual farms. Pretty decent map boundary overall. We're down here kind of to the south, east of the map at this point. And until next time, happy farming.